This is kind of interesting, too. So former NFL GM Tom Telesco, he helped the Browns out with the head coaching search. He was part of the consulting thing that the Browns were relying on. He was asked about his thoughts on quarterback Malik Willis.
If you look around the league, there are several teams that could use a quarterback. A guy like Malik Willis, who doesn't have a ton of experience, but the last few years when he got on the field, he really shined. Yeah. Like, how do you handle a guy like that who maybe didn't have necessarily the great success in his first stop, but in the last couple of years has shown some flashes?
Yeah, I mean, at the quarterback position, like, it's supply and demand, and the demand is high, and there's a very small supply right now. So it's a weaker quarterback draft, and then free agency, there isn't much as far as like a bona fide starter. He played outstanding with Green Bay. He's got starter traits. There's no doubt. Someone's going to sign him, probably to pretty decent money. I probably would want another quarterback in-house just in case, because, the body of work is small. It's good, but the body of work's a little bit small. So ideally, you have somebody else there just to kind of buffer it a little bit. But I think he's going to have a pretty big market just because there's some teams right now that just don't have a bona fide starter. And he's probably the only guy in the market that could fit that. But really cool to see his development from the Titans to Green Bay. And then when he got a chance to play, I mean,
Saturday night game, he was great against the Ravens.
So, Jimmy, the other thing about Willis, he played at Liberty. So it's still Division I, but it's lower level Division I. So if you're an NFL guy or a head coach, oh, look, he's starting to get it. I'm not saying he's the guy. I'm saying this is how coaches think. He's starting to get it. He's athletic. He has a strong arm. I can coach the other stuff out of him. That's how you talk yourself into a guy like Malik Willis. And I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Also natural, we knew coming into the draft process with Malik Willis, it's going to take a couple of years for him to figure it out. It's like, okay, so then the Titans get off him and people are like, oh, well, he failed in Tennessee, so why would anyone want him after that? Well, like, did you not hear what I said in the beginning? Like, it's going to take a couple of years for him to figure it out. And so it's been a couple of years now. It looks like he's figured some things out. And that's when people start rubbing their hands together about, man, he's got a rocket attached to that right shoulder. And man, look at him run the zone read option type of stuff. That guy can transform your run game. And we know that Todd Monken has experience with a quarterback like that. I think there is logic to the Malik Willis hype cycle, independent of everyone's out here. It's like, 1:30 a.m. at the bar. People are desperate for someone to go home with, and everyone just needs a date, right? It's not all that. There's real traits that enticed Malik Willis to the league in the beginning, and there's been real progress since then. Is it, $20 million, $25 million a year progress? I don't know. But think about, here's a good, like, Malik Willis is basically this offseason, he's kind of like Justin Fields with more of the intrigue and less of the negative data, right? Justin Fields this time last year had a nice back half of the season with the Chicago Bears, did enough that was after the Steelers experiment. So he had coming off of the Steelers situation where he had played a couple of good games. Then they took him out for Russell Wilson. He had the track record with the Bears of the back half of his last season with Chicago looking interesting. And so the Jets were like, you know what? We'll give this guy, I don't remember the guaranteed number exactly, but I think it was $20 million was his AAV or around that last season. That sounds like a lot of money. Oh my God, $20 million for a guy like Justin Fields or Malik Willis. But that was like the lowest paid starting quarterback on a non-rookie contract last year. So when you think of it that way, it is still a relatively low risk bet to make that kind of investment in a guy like a Justin Fields or a guy like Malik Willis, who shares a lot of traits with Justin Fields, big arm, can run really well, but also like Malik Willis, it's still kind of like, we don't know what's inside the box yet. We just have had little glimmers, whereas with Justin Fields, we had a lot more evidence that this wasn't working at the NFL level.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to find the next Sam Darnold now. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. Everybody's looking for the next Sam Darnold.